Hi guys, we're here outside the Springboks team hotel in Cape Town, and Ryan, I've obviously been on tour with the guys in Joburg and Bloem over the last couple of weeks. And
welcome home.
Thank you. It's good to be back. But really what stood out for me is just the team camp really seems to be a happy one. What's striking is that the guys seem to be responding to the leadership of Rassie Erasmus and Rassie Erasmus. They seem to be enjoying each other's company, and I think we've seen that reflected in the team performances over the last couple of weeks. Yeah. And beyond just the vibe that I think seems to be positive in the camp, the rugby side of it looks good too. Some traditional strong points of South African rugby coming back. Last weekend it impressed me in terms of the mauling looked really good. A big scrum winning a penalty try, and the kicking game slowly but surely improving, and that looks good to me.
Let's not get it wrong. Generally, there's always a feel-good factor around this time with the Springboks. That first incoming tour with a new coach, but there really seems to be some substance to this particular team beyond that feel-good factor. A return to pragmatism is really encouraging for me. Yes, there's that feel-good factor, but there's also tactical astuteness, which is really encouraging for me. So a return to pragmatism and the execution of that tactical pragmatism is encouraging for me. Sure. But more than that, Craig, what really stands out for me is the value of a good coach. Right, so I felt like Alice Coetzee was out of his depth for the entirety of his reign, and now we're seeing the really like I've spoken in the past in a Super Rugby context about there being a coaching crisis, and in this particular case it shows the value of good coaching, and Rassie is no doubt that he's a really good coach, and I think Jacques Nienaber is critical to the mechanics of that all working together as well. So for me, it's a celebration of good coaching and an exhibition of the value of good coaching.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the character of the team in terms of falling behind by quite big margins over the first two tests and still being able to come back, that shows that there's a little bit of grit being built in the team, which is very encouraging for a young group as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And what is skill without temperament, right? And so the best teams always have both in truckloads. And so to turn around a 21-point deficit in the first test, and then to come back from 12 down in the second, it speaks to exactly what you're saying now. A combination of skill and talent and tactical sort of smarts, and then the character side of that being brought in, it makes for a really potent cocktail. And I know people are speaking about this England side as being weakened, etc., etc. You can only play what's in front of you, and Eddie Jones as their coach and some of the players that they've got in there, this is still a formidable side. So I don't think that's a legitimate argument to make. We've got to praise the Boks when praise is due, and praise is due now.
I just want to touch on the two players who really impressed me. Looking at that back line, Faf de Klerk coming back, he's looked a very different player from when he left to go overseas for a bit. His box kicking last weekend was really good, helped relieve quite a bit of pressure. He's really energized that back line. And then Duane Vermeulen for me in terms of the forwards, Duane really bullied the English last weekend. I think just having that physical presence, that guy who's not only bringing a lot in terms of his playing ability, but I've been hearing from the guys like Rassie and the coaches saying how much he's doing with his leadership, both on off the field and then on the field when they've gone behind, in terms of just calming everyone down. Two guys who've come back from overseas and made a huge difference.
Yeah, and for me the Boks always play really well when they've got a nine that is a really good tactical kicker. I think the last supremely competent one we had was Vrede. And I mean, the results while he was playing is testament to that. And Faf for me, although he's not as refined as Vrede yet, and by no means am I making comparison to who I think is the best Springbok scrum half in history. But there's elements of his game, particularly his tactical kicking, that really encouraged me. But what is a tactical kick without a good kick chase, right? And I think that's where I want to speak about Deante and Nkosi. Who are not only good kick chasers but physical in contact when they get there, dominate the receiver, and create countless turnover opportunities for the Boks or penalty situations. So I really want to give a big shout out to them. I think in a defensive context, those two players have been key. Them in conjunction with Am, because of that fold defense that puts pressure in from the outside. Those players are critical in making that work, and for me as rookies in the test setup, to execute in that manner speaks a lot about their talent and their ability to absorb tactical knowledge and then to execute there as well.
Yeah.
And again, another point where we need to celebrate that rookies are adapting to test rugby like this. And of course, the test is the truth here, the measure of their talent is going to come in the rugby championship.
Yeah.
But for what I see now, really good.
Looking good.
Yeah.
Great. Well, let's look at predictions quickly. The All Blacks France series is one that the All Blacks have wrapped up. They've made a few changes now. I think it could make it a slightly competitive game, or more competitive than it's been, but I can't see the All Blacks losing to France at home. I'm going All Blacks by 7 to 10 there. Australia-Ireland, I think, has been a cracking series. It's going down to a deciding match now. And again, I just thought Ireland last weekend showed all their class, the relentless phase play, their defence was top class. I think they're going to clinch it by Ireland by 10.
Yeah. So France is such a difficult kind of team to predict on, because you never know. Like, you know, the series is done now, but they just, especially against the All Blacks, they tend to find something out of nothing and then kind of change gears. So I want to say, like, I wouldn't be surprised if France beat the All Blacks in this final test. It really wouldn't surprise me. But I think, given what has happened in the series so far, and given what I've seen, the All Blacks will just edge it there. I think it's going to be a close test, though. I think it's going to do like a 3-5 split there. Then Ireland, Australia. There's a reason Ireland are the second-ranked team in the world. I rate them highly.
Yeah.
I think they'll beat Australia. They'll do them by 5 to 10 there.
Yeah. That's where it'll go.
Yeah.
And then just quickly on the Boks, I mean, I think it also could be a very close game, and I'm not convinced to go for a Bok clean sweep, purely because they're going to make a few changes. I think it will give England a bit of an opportunity. But having said that, I still don't see, or haven't seen enough from England to make me believe they can go the full 80 and pull off a win here. But I think it'll be close. I think the Boks will just edge it 3-5, and with a bit of rain around, maybe that will also make sure it's an even smaller margin.
So I had to eat humble pie after the first test. I thought they'd lose the first test and then beat England in Bloem and Cape Town. But then I predicted a sweep, because just given what I've seen in that first test and just being encouraged by that, I predicted a sweep, and I can't see that changing now. I think the Boks will sweep them, even if they do make changes. I think the tactical framework is there, and the players that they bring into that are so well versed in that tactical framework, and I think they know England's vulnerabilities now. So even if they do bring in 1 or 2 new guys, they still got the edge on them. I think they'll beat them by 5 to 10 here in Cape Town.
All right, great. Well, let's hope for a good test match, because next week we're back to Super Rugby.
Oh no.